Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. It's the Mad Duck again, and I got a special one for you. This is actually a silhouette of my wife that I'm gonna draw out, and don't judge my artistic skills. They're not that great. Neither are my wood skills, but moving on. This silhouette is pretty straightforward. It's just a lot of work, honestly, and because I wanted to do something different, and honestly my mother charged this job for my wife because I can't think of something this cute. I went ahead and also changed my background music, if you can't tell. I talked to this awesome group of guys called Pawns or Kings, and I gotta admit, not my style of music, but yeah, I like it. Leave me alone. Don't judge me. You should check out their page. I'm gonna link it down below. But the build. Let's go back to the build, because it's a hard build. That's a good way to put it. It shows how much I love my wife, because this was very difficult. It seems like this is only gonna be like a one-day build, but you have to be very careful. And when you have the lack of proper equipment, you gotta make do with what you got. If you gotta bore out the hole first and then resaw it by hand, that's what you have to do, because my router bits are severely lacking, and so are the templates, and I was kind of strapped for time because this was a last minute kind of thing. So no template, freehand. This whole thing was freehand, which explains why I was very careful with everything I did. But I have a scroll saw which I'm about to use. I'm just cutting off the larger excess with my bandsaw because I like my bandsaw. But anytime that you have to use a scroll saw like this, you should wear gloves, because accidents can happen. You don't believe me? Check this out. See that saw? Look at the blade. And yep, you see that? That is very dangerous. So be safe, guys. Wear gloves. And don't tell my wife that I almost cut my finger off. I can't regrow a finger. Protect your fingers, guys. But other than that, this build is pretty straightforward. I use a scroll saw to get as close as I can. I finished it off with a jigsaw to get the corners that I wanted to, just because I don't have the best equipment. But when it comes to these kind of builds, I wasn't taking any excuses. I needed to do this. I wanted to show my wife how much I cared about her, and since I am kind of lacking in the whole verbal department, I gotta show with my hands. And yes, it was my mother's idea. My hands are the ones getting scraped up by the files and cut up by the saws. Also, this little thing right here, this is me finally doing something about my vise, because I got tired of putting all the metal marks on the pieces that I was working with, and now I don't have to worry about that. So while I am sanding this by hand, and you see that I'm trying to hold it in between my hands and it's all wobbly, it's easier when it's fixed into something, which is why I did that to my vise. But with a lot of sanding, and yeah, you're gonna see that sanding block. No, you won't. I'll probably cut it out. Once I cut this thing, I went with 80 grit, 120 grit, then 180 grit, and finally polished it all off with 220. And all these little grooves are best done by hand. The inside, I don't have just about the whole build except for the cuts. It was done by hand. Like I said, I love my wife, and my mother has great ideas. I just had to translate how much I care about her and how to just watch me sand this and enjoy the songs. The songs are great. And like I said, look up Pawns or Kings. They're an awesome band. This is not supposed to be like a how-to build video. This is just me telling you guys how much I care about my wife, while I showed you how long it took me. Because if you notice a change of clothes, this was like 3 changes of clothes, 3 days to make this piece right here. Bitch, by the way, she loved it. So, which by the way, also, if you guys want one of these, that phone is always on tap. And yes, that is a phone. It is always by me. Feel free to give me a call. I will happily pick it up. Hey dummy, pick it up. There we go. I will happily pick it up and answer your call. So, this is the Mad Duck signing off. You guys take care. I'll see you guys next time. Check out Pawns or Kings. Love you, honey.